word on the street. You got that ism check. They say. You got these bitches doing us some on bows to get your trap check.
Imani Inc. Music.
Got instrumental stock.
It's a lifestyle, this is not a hustle. You gotta sacrifice or you ain't gotta struggle. Live outside your comfort zone, not outside a bubble. You gotta stay hard when it's time for trouble. Ism for God is the greater mind. Ain't nothing like the max state of mind. Apply the game is the greater grind. You put it to the test, lay in the greater time.
Hoe situation, since they want to say Cassie was a hoe. Can you tell me in what pimp hoe situation the hoe doesn't love her pimp? See, with sex trafficking, they don't keep you sometimes, but they don't just keep you shackled up all the time. They have to get into your mind so much that you get Stockholm syndrome, that you actually love your captor, so that when the door eventually opens, and it will, and you get a chance to escape, you don't escape. You walk right to that door and you shut it.
Let's finish him properly this time.
You could not live with your own failure. And where did that bring you? Right back to Diddy and his money. I thought that by eliminating Tupac, people would respect Bad Boy. But you shown me that's impossible. And as long as there are those that know about the freak-offs, then people won't want to party with me for their birthdays anymore. They will resist.
Yeah, well, everybody don't like baby oil, Puff.
Yo, baby mama loved it.
Wankster.
What you need to do is pay me back for my Porsche you set on fire.
I never even been in your house.
That Molotov cocktail came from a bottle of Ciroc, Puff. Just admit it.
Hey, Sergeant Snitch, why don't you ask Cassie to buy you one? She got plenty of money now.
I earned that money, Puff, because you forced me to do all those things that I willingly participated in. Besides, what did you expect? I married a personal trainer. I was broke.
She right. 50% of dudes coming out of prison think they personal trainers. It's a saturated field.
Prison's not so bad.
What the helly?
You ever bust a spread?
Only thing you like to spread is man chowder all over your chest.
Man, forget about all that. You broke into my house and opened all my Christmas presents up. You ruined the best part.
I would have finished you off, but you ended your own career when you became somebody's bride on the red carpet.
So Cassie caught the bouquet at your wedding or what?
Y'all just don't know fashion.
If you would have just let me watch you slam the ham, then all this could have been avoided, Playboy.
Bro, no.
I'm trying to see that Manaconda.
Dude, bro.
Oh, you not packing? What you got, that 38 snub nose?
I ain't gonna let you do him like you did Justin Bieber, Puff. It's over. You
I had Joe BM popping mollies like Tic Tacs.
You ain't special, Puff. She was a doorknob. Anybody gets a turn. I got something for you now, Puff.
Get us all together so we can get this, everybody can hear from me how focused and excited I am about the project. I wanted, Cassie to, everybody to meet Cassie. If y'all don't know that. And hear the story directly from Miles. And then really get down to some business about, just so we can be on the same page of what the plan is, as far as from Tommy's concerned, and from we're concerned as also a label. And one in Atlantic, so everybody's on the same page. I think the best thing to do is to kind of give an overview or a history of how we came to the project. Can't know where we're going unless we know where we came from. Ryan is a producer that I've been working with for the last 2 years. That was brought to me by Ed Woods, who Ryan is signed to their label, and also as a producer, and has done some stuff for the label. And somebody's like one of my go-to people, new act that just need a record right away. Somebody that can go in the trenches, musical genius, new age Teddy Riley, Dr. Dre, Quincy Jones, Pharrell, but to his level, in his own way. But he he had something else that was very important that attracted me to his situation, which was he had a new global outlook. He had a record that he didn't put out here, and he went and started going over to Europe and doing shows and starting to build a following over in Europe. And I took notice to that because I didn't really see a lot of artists that would have the ingenuity to do that. So when he was doing that, I heard he also had a young lady that was with him named Cassie that had a record out. And I started hearing this record that was haunting me in the clubs. And it was, it was Cassie's record, Me and You. And I would hear it everywhere I was at. And so I kept asking, what record is that? And Gwen told me that it was Ryan's Act, it was Cassie. When I saw her and I met her and I saw this DVD on her, hopefully we can play that. That's what kind of made me like really fall in love with the project, because I saw something more than just records. I saw something that there was a personality there. There was something that, the whole...
Vote on it. Unless you want to vote on it, Killer. They're asking me to come to the Diddy trial. You think I should go this week?
It's up to you. I don't know your relationship.
No.
What is your relationship?
Why you gotta use relationship as a word?
I mean, that's what it is. I don't know what else you want me to say. How, y'all cool or not cool? I don't know what else you want me to say.
Nah, just a few people reached out to me, asked me, was I going out? I was trying to figure out a way I could go at least a day.
Why you ain't go to the MTV Lifetime Achievement Award when he won that? Because I see his son performing all your parts on the song. Why you didn't go to that?
Why you can't answer the question?
What's the question? Am I going?
Yeah.
I'm going with you. If you going, I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna go with you. If you going, I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah.
Just me randomly going? Nah, I ain't going by myself. If you gonna go, then yeah, I go with you.
Never went to Diddy's parties because he wasn't down with any of this.
You and Puff haven't liked each other business-wise for a long time.
Well, that's why. It's only business. It was really... Away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him. Right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time. I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was acting to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. And I'm like, what you mean? That's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It's just weird, bro. And now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards. Or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. When I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, I'll spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it only because he's uncomfortable.
Meek Mill was hanging out with Diddy, going shopping with him, and showing up to parties in matching clothes after 50 rejected Diddy. 50 said that he rejected Diddy because he knew what going out with Diddy really meant. Diddy was sexually interested in 50, but 50 said no. Meek Mill said yes because he was ready to give up his man card in return for fame and money.
But you got close when he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, now Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop.
Shit.
This is really stop it, man. You set that up. Look, obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. Guys may say to a girl, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
What do you think's happening in the middle?
I don't know what is going on there. Because it was like, he was like, yo, you hot now. Now we got to hang out now. Hang out.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know, man. I take you shopping and I get you some flash and you can give me the hood shit. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm going to mess up the way. Certain things, they let it go by because it's Puff. He wasn't like in the closet. He was like in the hallway.
All these years, you being the only one calling this out.
I I look like I've been the crazy guy for a long time.
They said you're a hater. They
You're
said
a
you're crazy.
hater. You do this. Yeah, and now everybody's complaining. My ass is hurting.
Same castings with Cassie. We was both modeling out in Miami. Out of 300 girls, she's the only one picked. Sean John shit, now it all makes sense. She was getting all the jobs, they was like he really loves her. Come to find out it was cause Diddy does her. Fuck making bands, she was making that a man. He gave her a contract and ain't signed none of them. And that be that bullshit that makes me pissed. I was cool with Puff, he loved my sis. She was cool on Puff, made him sick and that was new to Puff. Made him trip, he went to all extensions trying to get attention, showing off his mansion and his plaque collection. He was used to bitches laying down with quickness. Most chicks be with it, but I'm glad she
Most people I've talked to say, well, there were layers of parties that Diddy would throw. There was the public one with all the glamour and all the celebrities and stuff, and then there'd be various layers ending up in the freak-off area, and that would go on sometimes for days and was extremely depraved, involved a lot of drugs, a lot of very kinky, depraved sex and so on. What can you tell me about the freak-offs? For those who don't know anything about this world, what was it about the freak-offs that is so fascinating to people, do you think?
What people have to understand is swinger parties exist. And that's exactly the lifestyle that this gentleman lives. He's a swinger. And swingers hang with other swingers. That's what it is. Like the term freak off has become sensationalized by media, but what the true nature and name for this event is going to be called a swinger party, Pierce. And that's what takes place. You people, partners sharing their partner, indulging in sexual acts. You know, as long as things are consensual, you know, what people do is their business. But if I'm getting a call because somebody's applying oppression on other people, that's when things become a problem. And, you know, I had sent in a video of the guy, Combs, walking around, collecting everyone's cell phone before they get onto a yacht to go party. Why do you have to collect everyone's cell phone before you go onto a party? He's collecting the phones himself. That's what I meant by there's layers to the party. You know, the first part of the event is going to be a normal socializing mixer. But, you know, when the guy comes out collecting phones, that's when things are about to get, that's when somebody's cake's getting touched. This is how it goes. It's a zest apocalypse right now, man. We got to do something about this.
Is there any doubt that he was bisexual? Did he? That seems to be clear from a lot of the evidence that's come out.
Yeah. All of these guys are when it comes to that. Like, I've very rarely seen any straight dudes in this industry, man. That's why I pivoted my business. Like, it's like, you know, I don't want to be the only straight man at the party. So, you know, I got to change it up.
I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. I was in a dark place for a few years, you know what I'm saying? And I have to give a special thank you, shout out, thank you, all that love. I got to give a special thank you to the people that was really like there for me. Bishop T.D. Jakes, my chief of staff, Christina Coram, KK, Lorianne Gibson, keeping me free. Yeah, and also Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love. And once again, I gotta thank Harlem, Boogie Down, Bronx, Queens, Mount Vernon, all of New York. Cassie's pretty like calm to get ready with. I think I'm the problem. I'm the one that really is like, you know, running around, stressing out, trying on things at the last minute. She's basically like, I made up my mind yesterday, this is what I'm doing, and, you know.
We got Miss Cassie, we got Diddy, guys. The party is starting because y'all arrived, right?
Whenever everybody's here, everybody just looks great. I think it's a collection.
Yeah, head to toe, describe to me, what's the inspiration behind your outfit tonight? Was it an all-white party?
I just wanted to just keep it, you know, simple and plain, you know, angelic, and not really try to overdo it with the theme, but just, you know, have it be more sophisticated and more minimalistic.
That's right you are. And please tell me about your look tonight. You look amazing.
I'm wearing head to toe Tom Brown.
And I just wanted to be, at my Sunday's best, suited and booted. I always wear a dress, so I wanted to try something different.
Man, it's just like everyday life for us.
Yeah. You angelic all the time? Mm-hmm. Final question. Is there anything that you may want to confess tonight before you go in?
I keep everything right here.
There you go.
Or right here.
There you go. That's how you do it, right?
Yeah. Y'all know I was going to talk about the Puffy case. The diddler. Now, this is my perspective on it. Let's start when, so Cassie, remember this when the house of cards came tumbling down. Cassie threatened to sue him. He sued him. He paid her in a day. So a house of cards came tumbling down like he ain't even wanna, like he was like, fuck that, pay that bitch. Cool. All right. Next thing Cat Williams talked about it, Cat Williams said what he had to say. And then, then Cassie situation happened. And then bam. Then I think months after that, next thing they raid him. They raid him, right? 3 of his cribs the same day. 2 on the East Coast, 1 on the West Coast. They hit them all at the same time. But this ain't the feds. It's Homeland Security. Ain't Homeland Security for terrorists. But they got him for like the RICO and sex trafficking. What that got to do with Homeland Security? Then I don't know if y'all remember, it was a plane that got out the country and it went to a non-extradition country. He wasn't on it. Something was on it and something was coming up. They couldn't get that. People miss out on the big details. It'd be like, and then they go to the wayside because they stuck on this little shit. Now, okay. Cassie testified against him. She tell him, bitch, you got paid. Ain't you? You got paid to shut the fuck up. Now you testifying? You got your $20 million from Puffy and the $10 million from the hotel and all that. That's $30 million. Okay. That's Cassie ain't innocent. You did that shit willingly. And this how I know. Because when you met Puffy, you was with Ryan Leslie. You left Ryan Leslie to go with Puffy. Then I guess it ain't work out with Puffy all them years. You just get tired of the freak off. You start messing with the help. Puffy the man. But I guess you was like, shit, I'ma settle for the help. Got a baby by the nigga and everything. You pregnant by the husband. But he was your personal trainer. Okay. But you notice, she only really spoke out. She only spoke out on him when she seen that he put Carisha on. He set Carisha up, Young Miami. He noticed he got her popping. Now all these years, he tried his efforts to get her popping. Even Puffy, it was a lot of artists that Puffy tried to help and they didn't work. Making the Band ain't really pop like that. King Los from B-More, he ain't really pop like that. You notice he ain't speaking out on him, But now, you got Young Miami, and they said, rumors she was a part of the shit too. We don't know. And Kid Cudi spoke out. Like all the shit I'm hearing, they talking about sex trafficking. And he paid male prostitutes to fuck Cassie. Where's the sex trafficking? Because he wasn't a pimp. I don't hear no pimping going on. Because that's what they usually try to attach sex trafficking to. Pimping. He ain't pimping. I don't hear no pimping going on. And I don't really hear nothing about no drugs. I mean, he got drugs to use himself and giving to Cassie, but he ain't selling no drugs. I mean, they got him to party. They call them party favors. I don't hear none of that going on. And there ain't no such thing as a one-man RICO. I mean, come on. I had that charge. I had some of them same charges, before in my case. That's neither here nor there. But, my lawyer threw the RICO thing out. He was like, ain't no RICO, ain't no one-man RICO. And he ain't got no criminal organization. Like, stop it. Like, that's what you know what they really trying to get you for. It's a lot of questions, you know, like why Homeland Security raid you and not the Feds, but now you got Fed charges, you know. It's just not the end. It's not the end of this. I'm waiting until the end so we can get all the story. But just keep in mind the points I talked about, man. But this gang goofy as fuck. He ain't no pimp. I don't hear no drug shit. I mean, besides, and then you hear a lot of freak shit. You know what I'm saying? All I hear is Puffy. You know, you like men. You rubbing men nut on your titties, your nipples and shit. You know that's gay. You know, each his own. You know, we knew you was on a rainbow cloud. You called the dudes daddy. I done seen you call Meek Mill and Fabulous daddy. But you know, Meek Mill looking like, yeah, okay. But Fabulous had that look, man. He wasn't really feeling that shit. Him and Jada Kiss was looking like, nigga, who the fuck? Nori the host of the show. So he gotta keep things mutual. But Fab and Jada, they was like, oh hell nah, nigga. I don't know what's up on Puffy, nigga. What the fuck going on, man? Tell me, yeah, you got party with Puff, man. You got party. You got to keep. I like when I see you scrambling, daddy. What the fuck? I ain't gonna call no man daddy. I don't even like calling dudes poppy because I know that means daddy. You know, But anyway, that's all I gotta say on that. You know, I speak on it more when more stuff come out. But just notice all the points I talked about. Just think about what I said. All right, man.
This a lifestyle, this is not a hustle. You gotta sacrifice and you ain't gotta struggle. Live outside your comfort zone, not outside a bubble. You gotta stay hard when it's time for trouble. Isn't for God, it's the greater mind. Ain't nothing like the max state of mind. Apply the game, it's the greater grind. You put it to the test, ain't